Welcome. Come join me as I decorate the farmhouse for fall. Have a little bit of fun with my grandkids, and I'm going to give you a candlelight tour at the end when I'm finished with all of my decorating. So I hope that you will enjoy this video. If you do, please consider subscribing to my channel. I love to have you all here, and leave comments for me letting me know what you liked and what you didn't like. I love to read your comments. So let's get started. My 7-year-old granddaughter arranged all of these little scarecrows in this arrangement, and I thought it was pretty cute. So I added it to this old crock, and I used pecans to help stand them up. They're all on little sticks. So I just threw some pecans in there to stand them up, and I think they turned out really cute. So she did a really good job on that. I love opening the box and pulling out my seasonal decor every year because it is just a box full of memories. Like this table runner. This is the first piece I ever quilted, and I like to use it at fall because I think the colors in it are pretty much fall colors, and so it just brings me joy. I'm not a person that buys new decorations every year. I like to use the ones that I have and just try to be creative in finding out new ways that I can put them together. This is a skirt that I made for under my sink a couple of years ago, and I'll link a video in the description box for you on how to do that if you have a farmhouse sink that needs a skirt. You might remember those corn husk dolls. I showed those in a video a few years ago. I picked those up at a garage sale, and that was another thing. I got those because they looked fallish to me. These are probably my very favorite fall florals, and they also were thrifted. In fact, most of what you'll see in this box was either handmade by me, thrifted, or maybe it came from the dollar store and it's just really inexpensive. So I think the reason that I like these fall florals and berries and all of these things is because where I live, we don't have pretty fall colors outside. When you go out there, it's either green or it's dead and brown. There's nothing in between. We don't get any beautiful colors, maybe just a few here and there, but not much at all. So I really like to bring the fall colors in at this time of the year. These are some haystack, or maybe they're corn stacks, I'm not sure, candle holders that I've had for several years, but they're broken, and so they've been in my box and I haven't used them for quite a few years now. I always think that I'll take the time to fix them, but I have not done that yet, so maybe this will be the year that I will do it. I don't know if you remember these copper leaf pumpkins. I made those a few years ago, and I will leave a video for you on how to do those in the description box also if you're interested. I love copper. That's why I made the copper leaf pumpkins, and I also love to use little things like cookie cutters, and I love these copper cookie cutters. I have leaves, and I think there's a pair you can see there, just some things that look fallish to me, and I love the way the copper really warms up the kitchen. So I especially like to have some copper out at this time of the year. Now, a lot of these little pumpkins that are in here, I have to use for crafting, like to make them copper leaf or maybe paint them a different color, just kind of whatever idea I have at the time. So that's why those are in there. I really don't use all of those little things. This is a beautiful tatted doily that I picked up at an antique shop a couple of years ago. And like I said, I just like to pull all of this stuff out and then see what I have, because I forget what I have from year to year, and try to figure out how I want to use it in my home. I don't know if you remember when I found this brown pottery. This piece was actually given to me by a friend, and it was the only piece I had. And then I think it was last year at the barn sale, I found several more pieces of brown pottery that I thought were just really beautiful. And I picked those up, and I'll be using those again in my decor. In fact, the dishes that I have are things that I probably will use every year from year to year. But I really did like the brown pottery, and this bowl here matches the little picture that my friend had given me a few years ago. So yeah, there's quite a collection here, and it really doesn't look like it all goes together, but I don't know, it'll work out. I'm anxious to get it all unpacked and figure out how I'm going to use it in my house, and I hope that y'all will come along for that. You can see here that I still have my blue dishes in my cabinets. These I had in the summer. A lot of times during the summer, I like to do maybe like a red, white, and blue theme for the 4th of July and that sort of thing. So they've been there since summer, and it's definitely time for a change. I love having different seasonal dishes to put in my cabinets, since I have the open cabinets kind of that are made into shelves, and I just enjoy, that's one of the things I enjoy doing, is changing up the dishes in here. So these are plates that I found a few years ago with the brown. It's really funny, I've never really been a brown person, but I really like these brown dishes, and I love the brown pottery too. I actually think the brown pottery would look really good with the blue. I think sometime I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to combine the brown and blue, because I do like those two colors together a lot. But I'm going to go ahead here and just change up the way my cabinets look by taking a few things out and adding a few new things in. Okay, tell me what you think. Are you liking the brown plates and the brown pottery in the cabinets? And look, you can see a little blue cup there on the right. That's a little pottery cup that my daughter made, but I do really think I like the blue and the brown together. I just added a little basket of fall color here on my cabinet where I keep my baking supplies. And one of the things that I do like to use are quilts in my decorating. These are the sweater pumpkins that I made a few years ago. I have a video showing you how to do that too that I'll try to give a link to. And it's actually the first fire of the season that we have going here because it's been extremely warm here, but it is finally cooling off. Now, artwork is one of the things that I like to collect when I'm out for thrifting. And this is an original oil painting. I mean, it's not anything fancy or expensive, but I like to have real art. And that's something that you can easily find if you do a lot of thrifting. This is an old blanket, an old quilt that also I thrifted. And I like it because I consider some of those to be fall colors right along with this tatted doily that it just amazes me that anybody can do this. It's so pretty and so intricate. But I really like this. The colors in it really match that quilt that I always pull out and use in the fall. And so those two things went just really well together, I thought. You can see them together here. You can see how the colors just really kind of go. And I always use that quilt in the fall and then my little quilted table runner. So quilts are something that I think are perfect for fall decor because it is cold and we need something to cover up with. Now this sewing box and this scale have been sitting on the shelf all year. They've been there for a while, but they are really the perfect colors for fall. So I just added a few other little faux color things here, some berries and some pine cones, pumpkins, acorns, just to add a little more color there. But I really love this old scale and the detail on it. I just think it's really pretty. And of course, I am a sewer, so when I saw this sewing box, it was really something that I thought I needed, and I've enjoyed having it. Now, my 7-year-old granddaughter, actually came over while I was in the middle of decorating, and she told me that I needed more decorations. So she added to my decorations over here on this table, and so I left them out so she would see them when she comes back. She also got into my bucket with all of my florals and decorated the stair railing going into the upstairs. So she's very creative and had a good time decorating. And we decided to take a break from our decorating since the grandkids were coming over and let them do a little cookout. They love going camping and cooking out over the fire, but they've not been able to do that much lately. So we let them roast some hot dogs in our heater, and then they roasted marshmallows and we made s'mores. And it was a really fun night. They had a really good time and we had a really good time. So I'm really glad that we were able to do this with them. They asked us if every time they come over if they can roast hot dogs and marshmallows. I don't think that's going to happen, but it was fun this time, and I'm sure we will do it a few more times during the winter while we have the wood heater going. It's really nice to be able to cook on the heater inside instead of having to be outside where it's freezing cold. Everybody got in on the s'mores. They were very delicious. Even Grandma got in there and had some s'mores with us. Now, here we moved into the dining room. This is the mantelpiece, and this is the first mantle that I put together. So if you keep watching, you will see that I ended up changing it. But there is an apple basket on that painting, so I added some apples to my mantle in the little copper bowl. This is another painting that I thrifted. This one is bigger than the other one, but I just loved it when I saw it. I knew that it was something that I wanted to be able to decorate my house with in the fall. I love the red barn and the pumpkins and just everything about it. The little chickens that are pecking on the ground. Okay, so I decided, yes, I am going to fix these candle holders this year. I think the reason I haven't done it before is because they're metal, and I wasn't sure if hot glue was the way to go, or did I need super glue, or something else. I wasn't really sure, but I decided to give hot glue a try, and it seems like it worked perfect, unless these pieces end up falling off again, and if they do, I'll have to repair them again next year. But for this year, the hot glue seems like it worked really good, so I'm going to be able to use these in my decorations this year. Okay, so here is my second mantle that I did, and I used those candlesticks right next to the painting on either side with a beeswax candle, and I really like the way those turned out. I think it looks really pretty, but I want to know from you, what do you like? Do you like the first mantle that I did better with the brass candlesticks, or do you like the one here with these haystack candlesticks? And then on this side, since I moved the brass candlesticks, I did use those someplace else. I added another little copper piece and my favorite fall florals. I just really like all the colors in those. And a few of my little sweater pumpkins that I made on that side, on the other side there. And then just the gold and green books, because there they are, the fall colors again. So tell me what you think in the comments. Which mantle do you like the best? Now up here on top of this cabinet, I have that crocheted tablecloth that you see hanging there. My grandmother made. So my mama's mother made that. And this is where I used my little corn husk dolls over here on the piano. Because we do have a piano in our dining room now. We had to make some changes in the past, and it lives in here. So I really wanted a simple centerpiece for my table, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And then I found these angels. They were not in that box that I opened, but I found another box that I didn't know I had. And these angels I've had for a long time. They have a Bible verse on each one of them that is related to being thankful and giving thanks. So I really like those. And then I put those brass candlesticks with the rolled beeswax candles in them, which I also have a video showing you how to make those if you're interested in that. I love the beeswax candles. They smell so good, and they're so good for your air. You're not putting any kind of toxins into your air when you're burning those. And here we are in the kitchen, and I do have a few things in here to show you. You can see where I put some of the items. This is like a real old home interior. I don't know if you remember home interiors, but I'm pretty sure this is a home interiors picture. I used to go to some of those home interior parties like years ago when I first got married, so like 40 plus years ago. And I had several home interior things, and I think I actually still have a few other ones besides just that picture. Now, one of the other things that I think really helps with your, for me anyway, for my fall decor is to get those smells of fall into your house. And since I don't use scented candles in my home, I like to use my diffuser and essential oils. And so there are some oils that just really smell like fall, and they smell like you have something baking in your oven. And that is what I like to use. So I'll just list those in my description with a little recipe that you can use for a nice fall diffuser blend if you like to have those smells going in your house too. And now I'm going to give you a candlelight tour because I think that that will be a little bit different and nice. So I hope you enjoy that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.